Here's a little trick with some lichen. I just dull it down with some black cast spray. So I've just done a comparison here between lichen as a sort of piece of hedge and some sort of, what I call it, clump foliage as a piece of hedge, and I think I prefer the lichen. I'm very much a lichen fan. It adds a lot of detail, but again it's a personal choice, and I had these two pieces together in this shot and they're different colours as well, so you can get a feel for what you might like to add. It's just your choice. And just stick it on, blob it on. You can, if you want, use the PVA water mix over the top just to, help glue it down. Now as the glue dries, the whiteness would disappear and you'll just be left with the detail of the scenery itself. So Tumby Woodside weighs in at just over 12 kilograms. Now Langton's Retreat was a similar size but had wooden battens underneath and around the edge, so I guess that made a little bit of difference. This is virtually complete now. I need to add a few N-gauge buildings and a little bit of detail in the N-gauge area. I need to wait till I go to a model railway fair to get some pieces for that. But essentially Tumby Woodside is finished. That's the 00 controller over there. The N-gauge controller is on the other side. All the circuits should be working, the track is cleaned, 5 days and it's done. Fairly quick build, and what I plan to do now is take some photographs to hopefully show the perspective in detail. And one day I want to have a 00 gauge train and an N gauge train of the same type, and have the 00 gauge one way into the tunnel, and then a few seconds later the N gauge come out the other way, so it looks as if it's done a circuit and it's in the distance. That's my eventual plan, but for the moment this is Tumby Woodside, the false perspective layout. So here it is, Tumby Woodside, all powered up with a little N-gauge shunter going around and a Hunt Class D49 and a GWR DMU going around on the 00 tracks. So there we have it. I think we can declare Tumby Woodside a success. It seems to give quite a good forced perspective by using N-gauge in the background, 00 gauge in the foreground. You could even have T-gauge further behind and O-gauge even further in front, I suppose, if you want to go crazy. But there, in just 30 inches from front to back of this layout, we've managed to do it in a very short space really. And once I've got more N-gauge buildings, I think it'll look even better still. More N-gauge things towards the back, little people and small animals, perhaps, things like that. But essentially it's working now, and so as a test track I think this has proved it works really. If you could do something on a bigger scale, you could do something even more dramatic. But even with just a small 6 foot by 3.5 foot board, I can run both gauges. I've got 3 loops and it's functioning pretty nicely. Made in 5 days. I'm pretty pleased with that.